All right, guys, so good work with your 1/2 inch cuts last week. I'm just going to keep rolling into, and I'm going to show you how to do 1/4 inch cuts. So it's basically the same premise. We have our chunk of carrot. You do the same thing where we're measuring 2 inches in length. So then that measurement's already taken care of and done. And now we have a round piece. So we need to square it off so it's not dangerous on our board. And I'm just going to cut a nice flat surface. Put this in our garbage bowl, and then I can continue to square off this round piece of vegetable. And we have basically a square from above. So now we already did 1/2 inch. So we decided that halfway through this is about a 1/2 inch. So if we're going for a 1/4 inch, we can probably get 4 planks out of this piece of carrot. Now this is a very big carrot. So this isn't just for, I wouldn't use that measurement for everything. But this is why I suggest getting the biggest carrots you can get. So it just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to measure, I can eyeball about a 1/4 inch. So you have your ruler, and we're going straight down, and I'm cutting it into a plank. So now I have 1/4 inch planks. So now I have a plank, so now I'm going to turn that into a stick by cutting it. So this piece, I know that is not a square, so it would take me forever to try to figure that out, so that's going to just go in the scrap. But now looking above from these, we've got a pretty good square. And you can spend more time trying to perfect it. Some of you may be more of a perfectionist, but I'm pretty happy with that shape. And then you can continue down with the rest of your carrot. And this cut is called bâtonnet. And sometimes this happens. When I first made that initial cut, my knife didn't go straight down, so you see how it kind of bevels one way. Again, I would spend all day trying to fix that, but instead I'll just save that for the stockpile. These are rectangles, not squares, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. So when you're taking your photos and showing me your knife cuts, make sure that you're showing me kind of the cream of the crop. So now I have a nice cut here. But also for your after you've completed your knife skills lab, I would also like you to take a picture of your waste just so I can see how much is in there. So currently, I mean, this looks very wasteful. This is why most mom and pop shops aren't all about the precision knife cuts, because they look at this and see money in the trash. But once you become savvy, you can kind of just realize that this isn't going to be wasted. It'll be just used somewhere else. All right, so we have our bâtonnets, and I can see if I line these up, they're basically straight, but if I really wanted to come to it and just make it perfect, I can line them up and just do a little cut here and a cut there, trim the edges, and now I have perfect sticks. So then from here, again, you would take your photo of your cuts. And then after that, we can see, now we're going to work on dicing them. And it's kind of the same thing we did last week with the 1/2 inch dice. And we'll just do another measurement of a 1/4 inch. I think 1/4 inch is one of the most important cuts. I find it to be the most useful and practical. So now we have cubes. And you see how some of the carrots kind of stick to my knife? You can kind of use that to your advantage and line up the carrot from above and make sure they're all lined up, and then just make that cut, and then they'll all be the same. So these are kind of the rando, kind of not matching, so I'll put those with stock. And then we have a nice, beautiful dice.